Okay, you guys, I'm sorry I hadn't put the possible outcomes. And so here you go. To the left, here is the possible outcomes for those who are in separation from their person, who are no longer together. And then to your right is the ones that are with your person, okay, with the reading that I just finished earlier. Remember, I said that it takes two video and that I would have a possible outcome. Okay, so for those of you who are not with the person, the possible outcome is with, you got all majors, which is weird to me, okay? I'm like, how the hell do you have all major arcanas for a possible outcome? So that just means it's major universal energy that is behind those of you who are not together, those of you who are separated. So you have the Chariot, the Tower, and oddly enough, the Sun. Okay, so basically with this scenario, if this scenario is resonating, I'm sorry that there's a glare, resonating with you, the thing that I'm picking up about that is that this is possibly going to be coming quickly or swiftly, whatever that may mean, because a Chariot is usually saying that it's kind of fast energy. Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean like super fast. It just means that it's movement, some form of planning, some form of movement happening here. And the Tower is, even though it looks kind of scary, right? But it means that there's something is tumbling down, okay? But don't fear necessarily. It just means that maybe all of the old ways are just crumbling, like we saw in the reading. The person's belief systems, everything that they've come to know. Awakening can be daunting, maybe family, friends, connections, even with yourself. I mean, there's a lot that's being shaken up. Worlds are being shaken up. Establishments are being shaken up. And so it can be shocking. This can represent shock. Everything, the whole establishment had to basically, be shooken. Remember, this is a possible outcome. Remember? So I'm like, I'm not really clear of how that really sits. But when I asked for clarification, then we got to the Sun card again. So what I feel with that is one of two different ways, because we have free will at play. It depends on how both parties respond to the movement, to the fast energies. If both parties are receptive to all of these changes, then the reconciliation is certainly possible. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck, but that would require that both parties receive the changes, okay? And it can feel scary like that. It can be daunting, but it can also be beautiful. So it must be a very deep connection here, because this is major arcanic energy, okay? That's for that first group. Moving to the second group, and this is for those of you who are still together with your person. Okay, so remember we were talking about the issues that, it takes two, and the issues that were present, right? And so you got the Five of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. You got two tens, ending of cycles, and a five, okay? Yeah, so the issues that came up that you both have recognized, this stuff may be on a subconscious level. So as this stuff start coming to surface, there's maybe some pain, okay? Because as it is revealed, right? And in the fire, that's passion and heat. So it may be some passionate arguments there. So be cautious and mindful of the approach. And it may sting, again, because the information that was presented in the read is some heavyweight stuff, okay? Now, see, this group, they already know what happened. This is a past tense. They're broken up, they're in separation, so that their stuff happened in the past. It's retrospect, okay? This is about them possibly reconciling, maybe. In you guys' case, a lot of that stuff is more present tense, had not been fully revealed, and it may cause it to come to surface, creating this heat. And so, the feeling of this for somebody, okay? So there may be a sense of feelings of betrayal, cheating, lies, deceit, third parties, you know what I'm saying, thieveries, you know what I'm saying, misunderstandings, everything that was basically discussed in the previous reading, okay? So if it resonates somehow, I highly recommend going back to that other reading, taking some breaths, realizing everything that I said, okay? So for both parties, okay, crosswatcher, both parties, realizing it takes two, okay? It goes both ways. That is what this reading is entitled on, okay? So take some breaths, think about the approach of the discussion that needs to be had as the pains are surfacing, okay? Because there's going to be some feelings of some 10 swords here. Like the world is being turned upside down, like, who the hell are you? Okay, kind of feeling like, what the hell? You know, somebody's going to feel like, what the hell is this? Okay, all right? But the possible outcome, even though there's this conflict, even though there's this 10 of sword pain, is still a 10 of freaking pentacles, though. Look at this beautiful home in the background. Look at that. This is the material world, all right? And so, you know, that 10 of Pentacle, that means a new beginning, an ending of a painful cycle to a new beginning of a happy, stable home. All right, so you guys are still together, and though, you know, you have to make the judgment call on that, and only you guys can do that and determine by way of your heart space and intuition, right, and your guides, if you deem it worthy. But it is certainly possible. It is a possible outcome to get back to that stable living home situation. 10 of Pentacles, that's grounded. That is a material manifestation of a healthy, stabilized family life. But you got to work through the pain. You got to deal with this conflict in a healthy way. Okay, and that's what we were discussing earlier with the two owning their shit. That was the whole point of it takes two. It goes both ways. And if both parties just, instead of doing that pointing of the fingers, just owning their own stuff, being honest and transparent, and allowing each other to express and feel that pain and take that responsibility, and whoever has caused the most, whoever is responsible for, whether it's the cheating, the lying, the deceit, you know, whoever is in this position, own it. Don't water it down. Okay, own it. Just own it. That's a part of the process. Own it, and then brace yourself to be prepared for the pain or the response. Okay, that's a part of what I call manning up and womaning up. Don't be mad when, you know, a person is responding to something you created. Okay, that's a part of healing. Okay, feel your pain, let them feel their pain, but try to do it in the most healthiest way possible. Okay, if you guys need help and assistance with that, listen to me, please hear this. Don't do it with people that are going to be biased. Don't do it with the homies. Don't do it with family members. That's usually the problem. If you listen to the beginning of the video before, I mentioned something about that. It's usually the problem. Okay, people who have no business being in your business. All right, get some non-involved people that are not connected to your marriage, connection, or family in any way, shape, form. People that don't secretly got crushes on either of you. People who are not vested in you. People who are not benefiting from you being single, or, you know what I'm saying, on no level. People who ain't got no secret vested interest in you financially, you know what I mean? None of that stuff, because their guidance is going to be tainted. I don't care how much they love you, their guidance will be tainted. I don't care how educated they are, I don't care how smart they are. Okay, people that try to seek out unbiased, unconnected guidance, if you all feel led to, if you feel like it's necessary to get it out, okay, where you don't feel like it's one-sided, you don't feel like it's being influenced in any way, and you feel like it's grounded and sound, not some druggie, not some street thug, and no disrespect Okay, but I'm just saying this because sometimes we're getting information and guidance from people that may mean well, but they are really not qualified to be speaking into our most precious and intimate relationships, okay? And sometimes they don't even be having none. And they try, you know what I'm saying? Not to say people who don't have relationships can't say something, but they are usually either miserable, or you hear where I'm going with that? They're not grounded people. They kind of sit up and smoke all day, like, and they want to tell you about how to do something. You know, it's like, no. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, no. So please hear me out with that. If you really care about this person, you know what I'm saying, I highly recommend that you take it seriously. Okay, because that could be the make or break of what happens here. Okay, all right, sending you all love and light. These are the possible outcomes: those that are in separation, those that are still together. All right, take care. Namaste.